So now we are going to discuss about if-else for loop. So this if-else for loop is, hope you know about if-else for loop.
Yes, ma'am.
So see, I'm just going to give one condition. So for example, here we have one condition, and if this condition is true, then you if this is a condition, if this condition is true, if block will execute, otherwise it will go to the else block. So that's what your if else for loop is. So when we are just going ahead with this if else for loop, you should not use if else for loop in this window. We need to go ahead with a file, new file. So you can just give a control N, or you can just go for a file, new file. You can go ahead with any method. One is control N is a shortcut key. The another one is a file, new file. So in this window, we are going to develop a if else for loop. Before that, we will just see how to run this window. So I am just giving a print hello. So I just type something, print something. So to run this window, we need to go for a run. You need to give a run module. If you are giving this, it will ask you to save the stuff. So you can save this. You can save any part of this your system. Don't save in the same path where Python is there. So go to desktop or something, and then just type any name. You can just give any name. As of now, I am just giving.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Jay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So you can just select this file name. So once you selected this file name,
Mahira,
yes, Jay.
hello.
Yes,
Mahira,
Jay.
this is Javir. Very good morning.
Yeah, good
Hey,
morning.
yeah, I have connected. So this is the next concept of conservation.
This we are discussing if else for loop. Tomorrow we are discussing functions. Day after tomorrow onwards only will be starting with the OOPS concept. Your actual class will be start from day after tomorrow. If you want, you can just be on the line and you can refresh the concept. Yeah. So we are just giving any file name you can give. So once you give that file name, you will get a Python file. So that's nothing but .py. .py is extension. So I'm just saving this. So it will ask you to, it's already there. It's okay. You can just save it. So here you will get the output. And here you will get the complete path, and the file name you will get. So you can just type something else as well, and when you are just running, F5 is a shortcut key. Either you can use a F5, else go to the run module, you can able to run the script. So this is the way that you can able to run the script. So hope you understand how to run the script.
Yes, ma'am.
Super. So let's we go ahead with your next stuff. So our next stuff is we need to start with if else for loop. So first thing what I'm just going to do here is I'm just defining one variable name, and I just give a variable name value is 12. Now if x is equal to 12, if this condition is true, you want to execute one particular block, else you want to go ahead with some other block. So you are giving a colon. So colon means when in Python, whenever you are using colon, the next line it should starts with one intent space. By default, Python will starts with one intent space only. When you are just giving a enter, by default, Python starts with one intent space. In other programming languages, we used to give a parenthesis, but in Python, we don't have a parenthesis method to create a block. You need to give with the help of one intent space. So once you giving enter, it will start with one intent space, and then you are just giving something print hello. So the next line also it starts with one intent space. If you want to come out of the block, you need to give a backspace. So you can able to come out of the block. So else print else statement. So we got the output. So if x value is equal to 12, you are just going to print hello. If this x value is not equal to 12, in case the if condition is false, then it will go to else block. So let me run the script. It's asking to save. Let's save. You will get hello. The reason is x value is 12. So here you will get x is equal to 12. So all the time we need to understand. So I'm just giving a one more print statement here. Last line. So when I am executing this, you will get only hello. Because in the else statement within the block, so within this intent space, you are having a else statement and last line. So let me go to x and I am giving 1 to 1. So now x value is not equal to 12. So if block is false, so it will execute else block. So in else block, you have a two line. So you will get the two line. So all the lines, whatever you are given inside this blocks, it's all considered as a one block. So you can able, if I am removing this last line, when I am executing this, you will get else statement and the last line. But this last line is common for even if statement. So I'm going ahead and giving a 12 again. You will get hello last line. So this last line is a global variable. That's nothing but it's actually common for if and else. So Python is an interpreter, right? So it will first to go ahead with the first statement, then it will run, then it will else it will go to the else statement. So then it will go to this line, we'll be getting that line as well. So this is how our blocks will work in Python. In other programming languages, to make a block, we used to go ahead with this parenthesis. But this is Python. We don't have a parenthesis to make a block. We need to give an intent space. So you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Super. Now else if. One second, please. So the next concept is else if. When we are going ahead with the else if, you have one if condition. You want to give one more condition. Like for example, if x is less than 12, you want to give something like this. So if x is less than 12, sorry, else if x is less than 12, you can just give a print I am else if. So if x is equal to 12, you will get the if block is true. If x is less than 12, you will get I am else if. If else is greater than 12, we will get the else statement to be run. So this is what your code is here. So now x is equal to 12. So you will get the hello last line. So in case if I am just giving 11, okay, 1. If, if we are having a 1, then this condition becomes false and this condition become true. So if this condition become true, will this block will execute. So if all the above condition becomes false, by default we'll be getting the else statement. Else is a default statement. If all the above condition becomes false, we'll get the else statements to run. So there is no need to declare any else, any conditions in the else statement. So let me run this. You get I am else if last line like this. So this is all your if else if. So here you can able to use without else if only if, but it's not the advisable way. It's not actually advisable way to go ahead. You can simply use only if and else. So that's actually the best way to handle your stuff. Okay, once again.
Yes, Mayra, I'm joining the same ID.
Okay. So today we are discussing if else. Tomorrow is a function. Day after tomorrow onwards, mandatory you need to be in the session because
Yeah,
we didn't
definitely.
start with functions. Sorry, oops,
Yes. Okay. Mayra, one thing, one clarification. This Python is about, Python 3 or Python 2?
Python 3.
Python 3. Okay. And in this, can we use this the same as in accounting also, accounting data analytics?
Sorry?
Or is it different from what you're teaching now?
Same only. We are going to handle Anaconda in data analysis.
No, no, accounting.
Accounting
No,
means
no. Recently, I came to know while I was, just going through the study material what we have. So I could see that accounting in Python and data analytics.
accounting in Python and data analysis.
Yes,
You seen in my document.
not in your document. It's other than what you're
So
teaching
what
now.
kind of accounting is there?
No, I really don't know. So let me see it and discuss with you.
I am not from accounting background, Jay.
Okay, 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 fine. Okay.
So we can able to use only if statement as well, but that's not advisable way to use. You need to go for else if or if. You can just to go with else if only. That's actually the best method. If you are using only if statement means that's actually not a good way because it will take a lot of uh, it will take more time to run. That's the reason we won't prefer only if method and it's not advisable. Even though Python will allow this, we are not advisable to use this. Just to go ahead with the else if. So Priya, is it fine for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Super Priya. So now you know if else if. Do you know what is nested if is? So I'm just giving a x and I'm just giving 1. If x is less than or equal to 0, I'm going to print, okay, I just made like this. If x is equal to 0, I'm going to print uh, I am 0. Else, I am negative. Correct. So if x is less than or equal to 0, then we'll be just getting into this block. Okay. One second. I am negative. So after this, else print I am positive. Okay. So now see, if x is less than or equal to 0, that means if x value is less than or equal to 0, if this condition true, it will enter into this block. So in this block, the first line what we written is x is equal to 0. So if x value is equal to 0, then you will print I am 0, otherwise it will print I am negative. So if x value is greater than 0, then it will, by default, it will go to the else statement. The reason of using this nested if is where you have a x is equal to 0, else if x is less than 0, like this also we can able to define. But mostly you are going to get only positive numbers. You are not going to get a negative or 0 numbers. So in this scenario, if you are making a nested if, most of the time you will get the better performance because it's having only one statement to check. If the statement is becomes true, by default it will go to the else statement, correct? So for that perspective, instead of using if else, if you are using a if nested if else, then it's actually very easier to handle the stuff. So this is what your if else statements is. So is it clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we discussed about if else if. Now we need to start with the for loop. You know what is for loop is? For loop is something you are just going to iterate something where you have one complete sequence. So for example, now I am just asking you to create one list. So in the list you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now in this list, you are actually, you need to multiply with the 2. So each and every element you want to multiply with the 2. So that's what iterating is. Iterating means it needs to enter into the particular sequence and it needs to extract the first sequence, and then it need to extract the second, and then that till it reach the last sequence, it needs to keep on executing. So that's the thing we'll be just going to handle here. So that's what your iteration is. So for loop sequences, for some variable name here you can give, and in the predefined sequence. The predefined sequence may be anything. It may be a list, it may be a tuple, it may be a dictionary, it may be anything. So you can use here any variable name. And then colon, you know what is colon. Then you need to give what are the statement you want to run. Okay. So this is your for loop syntaxes. So let me create a for loop. For loop in any variable name you can give in sequence. Sequence is your list. So the list variable name is x colon print of x1. So when I'm just running this, it will iterate everything like this. So each and if you have one complete sequence, the sequence is iterated and printed in the separate way. So this is your for loop is. So now what I'm just going to do here is simply x1 equal to x1 into 2 print of x1. So now what it will do is this each and every element is your x1. So each and every element will be multiplied with 2 and you will get the answer like this. This is what your for loop is. Okay. So the next thing uh, is it clear for you?
Yeah, clear, ma'am.
Super. So the next thing is you can able to apply inside if condition is not a problem. So now what I'm going to do here is if x modules 2 equal to 0, uh, print of x1. Sorry, here also we need to give x1 only, because if you are giving x, then it's pointing out a complete list. If you are giving x1 also, x1 only, then it will iterate and will be getting the answer. So the x value will be divided by 2, and the remainder value, if it's 0, modules means we'll be getting only the remainder value, right? If the remainder value is 0, then we can able to get the output like this. 2468. Okay, so this is what your if for loop is exactly, we can able to apply if else inside the for loop. It's not a problem. So the next thing is, you can able to apply any sequence in with the help of your for loop. It may be a string or it may be anything. So for x1 in string, I'm just giving a sequence exactly like a string. So x1 will be just giving here. Let me run this. It is iterated like this. So you can able to make even a tuple as well. So even we can able to make a tuple here. So is that I'm just giving one tuple. Okay, this is our tuple value, right? And simply I'm giving x z here. You can able to run your output like this. So now what I'm just going to do here is I'm just giving a list. Inside list, you are having a multiple tuples like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, then 7, 8. We have something looks like this. And I'm just running the script. Now your output will comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what I am just asking you to do here is x1, x2. When I am just giving a x1, x2. Now let's assume x1, x2, x1, x2, x1, x2. So here you give only x1. So it will print only the first stuff 1, 3, 4, 5, 7 like this. So again, if you are going ahead with your x2, will be getting 2, 4, 6, 8 like this. So like this, we can able to iterate our output. So apart from here, I am just giving one dictionary value name Python and name one. I'm just giving Django. Okay. So now x1 in a z and here also x1. Let's we iterate. By default, you will get only the key name. By default, your Python will give you the key name. Now what you are just going to do here is you don't want to get the key name, you want to get the key value. So is that dot value, open bracket, close bracket. What is values we know because this is our built-in function. So it will extract only the key values. So now you will get only the key values in your output. So it's a values, I guess. Yeah. So whenever you are getting an attribute error, that attribute error means the particular function is not there. That's what your attribute error is. So Python and this Django, you get the key name. So if you want to get both key name and key value, by default for loop is iterating only your key name. If you want to get values, you can just use values here. If you want to iterate your items, then you can just give a, if you want to iterate both key name and key value, then you need to give z item. So when I am just executing, you will be getting key name, key value per both the stuff. So like this, we can able to iterate your dictionary. So for loop, which is used to iterate, we can use any sequence except any data type except the number because we can't able to iterate the numbers because number is a complete value. Only sequence we can able to iterate. Okay, we done with our for loop. We needs to go ahead with a while loop. See, if the condition becomes, if while loop becomes true, it will stay in that while loop until the while loop becomes false. So now what I am just going to do here is I equal 0 while I is less than or equal to 0, print of I. Okay. See here what I given is I value 0 and I define I is less than or equal to 0. If I value is less than or equal to 0, it's going to print your I. Now this condition becomes true. So while becomes true. So it will enter into the while loop and it will stay back in your while loop until the while loop becomes false. But here you didn't write anything to make your while loop false, correct? So for that perspective, it is going to print continuously. So it becomes an infinite loop. This is what your while loop is. So we'll go with one more example for while loop. So you can just give a control C to stop the loop. And I'm just closing this window. Okay, now I equal I plus 1. So now while loop is true, it will enter into the while loop. First line it print I, second line it will add 1 to I and again save to 1. So in this scenario, I becomes 1. So you will get 1 and then 2. So the while loop becomes false. So you will get only 1 0. So to understand that while loop is come out of the loop, I am just giving I came out. So let's we run this 0. See, I came out because I is less than or equal to 0. While loop becomes true, so it enter into the loop. Then next line you just define this addition. So 0 plus 1 again 1. So I value is 1 now. Now while condition becomes false, so it come out of the loop. So then one more example is I am just giving a password equal to empty string, and while password is not equal to Python, I am going to ask password. So until user enter the Python password, I am just going to enter a password. I am just asking user to enter the password again and again and again. So let me run the script. Enter a password, give some password, give some password, until if I am giving a Python, it will come out of the loop. So I want to enter into the while loop. That's the reason here I given password is the empty string. So if password is not equal to Python, it will ask you the enter a password like this. So now here I can use password is equal to Python print I am login, else print sorry, try again, like this. So now while if password is not equal to Python, it will enter into the while loop. First line it will ask for the password. Then if this condition becomes true, you will get I am login, otherwise else. So you will get the output like sorry, try again until you give a Python. So this is how your while loop works. So the next thing is break continue. So I am just giving one simple stuff. This hope you understand. Print of x1. So you know the output. It will print string. So now if x1 is equal to I am going to break the loop. Break means if this condition becomes true, it will come out of the loop. So let's we execute. So the first yes, condition becomes false, then it will print. Then T, condition becomes false, it will print. So R condition becomes false, it will print. I condition becomes true, so it will break the loop. So you will get str. So instead of break, if I am giving continue, so it will skip the I. So you will get output like strng like this. So it will skip the I, so you will get the output like this. So is it clear for you? Break means it will come out of the loop. Continue means the particular condition will be skipped out. So this is all your if else for loop. So today, Priya, you need to work out the complete if else for loop PPT. After you discuss that if else for, after you practice, I think almost you will have 10 to 12 examples to work on this if else for loop PPT. After you practice the if else for loop PPT, there will be one coding challenge. Coding challenge name is housing assignment. You need to practice that housing assignment coding challenges for today. Clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow 6:30 a.m. Bye.
Bye.